Hello, everybody. Jeff Duncan, Josh Katzenstein out at Saints Camp in Metairie, where we've just left the open locker room as the Saints begin preparations for this weekend's game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this was our first chance to visit with the players since their loss last week to Dallas. And look, everybody's focused for this game. I think they're ready to get back into action after dropping a disappointing loss. We just talked to Drew Brees, but the big news is it looks like they could possibly be getting back some key players for this weekend's game down in Tampa.
Yeah, so Terron Armstead practiced today. He was limited, but he was back on the practice field for the first time in 3 weeks. He's missed the past 3 games since suffering a pectoral muscle injury against the Bengals, and he was out there limited. Ryan Ramczyk was also limited with a shoulder injury that he suffered against the Cowboys, but I still think that was good news for the Saints because he left that game in a sling, so we weren't sure exactly what his situation was. The one concern, though, for the Saints is that Michael Thomas did not practice today. It was hard for us to tell when we were at practice. We only get to see like 15 minutes, and he was on the field but not doing anything. So sometimes that means they're just limited. Sometimes it means they're not practicing. Turns out he wasn't practicing. Knowing Mike, I'm sure that he will do everything possible to get out on the field on Sunday. Doesn't want to miss a game. But certainly for now, it should be a little bit of a concern.
Well, it leads into the question we get a lot at NOLA.com, and that's about Brandon Marshall. Of course, the veteran wide receiver has not seen any action yet. It looks like the Saints have gone with that young core of players behind Mike Thomas. Drew Brees was just asked about it. I didn't get the sense that Brandon Marshall's part of the equation this week. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, Sean Payton said something similar. You know, he gave a very generic answer along the lines of, you know, we make a game plan every week and we figure out which players we want to use. And to this point, Brandon Marshall has not been one of those players. I think it's a situation where they just added him for depth. I'm sure if Keith Kirkwood hadn't been, you know, making consistent plays the past 4 games, that Brandon Marshall might have gotten an opportunity. But for now, I think it'll take an injury to someone else in the receiver core or someone else, you know, struggling for Marshall to have an opportunity. And that's really the case with most guys that sign in season.
Right.
I mean, nobody ever talks about Chaz Green, but he was with the Saints for like 6 weeks, and he didn't play a single game because their offensive line stayed healthy. It's just a bigger question now because Brandon Marshall is such a prominent name, but I would not expect him to play against the Bucs as of now.
All right, well, that's an update for today. Wednesday, we'll have more updates throughout the week. Keep checking back for our coverage on NOLA.com. For Josh Katzenstein, Jeff Duncan, thanks for joining us.